Because of the injury. I mean, this team is not afraid to throw a young guy out there. Now, I'll say this, though. It's been a struggle for Anthony Brown a little bit out there.
It really has.
And, but you get a win, and I'm not nitpicking, but I'm just wondering about the coverage aspect of things. We've seen Deron Bland play a little bit. Now Jordan Lewis got nicked up on his interception. Will we get to see more Bland? When Bland has played, has been all right. I worry about Anthony Brown because I really, really in my heart believed this season that he was going to be a guy that you could really, really count on. But man, the 3rd and 16 or whatever that was, and gives up the 3rd and 19, give up a big play like that. A kick a push in front of him. He's just played not as aggressively as I thought he would play, and we've seen him do a much better job of that, but. That's up to the coaches. It's just sitting up there watching out because I know I was a guy that really was excited about on defense. I was excited about Dorrance Armstrong, and I was very excited about Anthony Brown. Dorrance Armstrong's doing a much better job. Yeah, you nailed it with Armstrong, and Anthony Brown has definitely been a little bit disappointing, I would say. And today was one of those days. You mentioned that 3rd down play. And Dan Quinn decides to rush 3 on that one. Goff gets enough time, and boom, there's a 3rd down conversion after 3rd and long. One of the few 3rd down conversions the Lions were able to convert on today, but that was certainly one of them. And I was thinking the same thing as you today, watching it. And now we'll see, as you mentioned, the Jordan Lewis injury after he gets the interception. If he's going to be out time, then Deron Bland's going to step in for Jordan Lewis, and you won't have an opportunity to think about maybe making an Anthony Brown switch for the rookie Deron Bland, who's been very impressive. But not only in coverage, though, Broadus, but also in the tackling side of things. Just trying to tackle Anthony Brown is struggling right now. Well, and they won the football game today. No, for sure, absolutely. And I'm just, and again, we're looking at a situation where it's, you're kind of like going, hey, that's, it's part of it. All right, 877-881-1053. It is the official post-game show of the Dallas Cowboys, 24.
Yes, indeed. Cowboy Nation, appreciate everybody for tuning in. The Cowboys, 24-6. Appreciate everybody for being part of this episode, post game. I'll try to give you guys a solid hour or more, and these sorts of things. Let's see.
He just brings such an element of energy, such an element of leadership and grit, that you don't feel until you got that player back out on the field.
One of the key moments of this game was the
Stephen Jones
to T.J. Hawkinson down on the goal line, and Micah, unbelievable pursuit to get him at the goal line. They elected not to challenge the play on the very next play, the fumble. It was just a huge sequence in this game, because if they score down there, then it's a 13-10 game.
You go back to resilience. That's it. That's why you play every snap.
Parsons,
all out is a great hustle play. Another box Micah's checking. Using that speed to run down the ball, and I know what he was after. He's after the ball too, trying to knock it out. But then to make the play, the next play, that turns the ball over there in the red zone. It changed the complexion of the game right there. But that's what Micah's all about. He's a playmaker. Certainly his hustle there again shows you the resilience. They come up and make a big play on the goal line, and the rest is history from there.
Oh, Stephen, before we let you go, I want to hear something about your dad that we might not know. We stand there, we talk to your dad from a different perspective. Tell me something about Mr. Jones that the folks at home have no idea about.
Since he's such an open book and transparent, that's very difficult to do. But I will say this, in spite of what everybody thinks, he's pretty patient up there in that box. Doesn't get tempted to call a play or radio something down. He's just he's a good competitor in that box. He might use a few choice words every now and then about a situation, but overall he's just fantastic. And like I said, hard to come up with something with him because he'll tell you about anything you want to know.
Who's the most vocal up there in the box? Is Steven one of those guys that?
I've got a little of that in me, but I'd say at the end of the day, we're all pretty. you're just kind of taking it in. You want to be kind of like you hope your players are, a little steady in the boat and let the thing play itself out before you get yourself too bent out of shape.
A little passion is okay.
That's good. You always got to have some of that.
It played itself out well this afternoon. 5-2 record. We appreciate it, Stephen Jones.
I think we'd take that coming in. If we'd have known after the Tampa game, after losing Dak, we'd be sitting here at 5-2 with Dak in uniform. We'd have taken it.
All right. Speaking of your dad, I feel like we have some sound from him. He had some interesting remarks to say a moment ago. Do you want to hear what your dad had to say?
What he had to say?
You got it. You got it.
All right. Appreciate it, Stephen.
Steve ready to run about it.
Let's hear what Mr. Jones had to say earlier today.
Proud for Dak. I'm proud of the guys that made the plays. Williams to come in there and have his game that he had as young players. They get to feel it. They know they can do it. We're going to build from that. So really an outstanding game, a tough game. Who would have thought a game would be that tough and that score end up like it did? But that's the way it happened.
What do you think about Dak?
Oh, I thought Dak did. I thought the way Dak played was the team. The team had that. We had tough competition out there. They were making it hard for us any way you wanted to measure it. And I thought we hung in there. At the end of the day, you probably can say we depend on the turnovers. But what you could say is that that defense, the skills of the defense prevailed to let us make those big plays, let us make those turnovers. And then Turpin really provided us
some spark.
Really, if you will, I think you just know it's there. When's it coming? And so that helps you in a football game.
There were a couple of moments
They talking to Jerry Jones, man. He's the guy. He's giving his review and everything.
Yeah, I don't really know
of the game.
He certainly could give you an answer on that. I agree with you. It was in harm's way there 2 or 3 times. But, boy, what I did see him do is get that ball down there and get it in the way that you could have those 20-plus yard plays, and we did. And Dak made the difference in that area today.
Okay. John's about to be 6-1.
Dak made the difference, and the run game made the difference as well, as Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard combined for 140 yards rushing in this game. And that's one of the things, Andy, that I think that the Cowboys have learned from Cooper Rush's time as the starting quarterback, how important it is to lean on this run game and lean on this defense. And I think you're going to be seeing a lot of that going forward here, too.
And it's nice to see both of them stepping it up simultaneously. Zeke, again, like you said, 2 touchdowns on the day. Here's what Zeke Elliott had to say.
Zeke.
We came out, played tough. We knew they were going to play hard, but we knew that, we were going to be able to have some success on the ball. We just had to, keep getting us attempts at it.
What's it about you with these touchdowns on the goal line? It's like Emmitt Smith. It's like they get down to the goal line. We know it's going to go to Zeke, but you guys always get it in.
Just happy Kellen, he called the runs down there. The whole line they're asking for it, so got to get a big fella what they want.
What was it like to have Dak back in the huddle?
It was great to have Dak back. It's always great to have 4 out there. I know he missed being out there with us, and he came out and did his thing today.
What do you think about that defense again? They shut down an offense that scores a lot of points, top 5 in the NFL, but the Cowboys defense is solid again.
We know what type of defense we have. They've been doing their thing week in and week out. They came out today, took the ball away 5 times. And it's hard to lose when you take the ball away that many times.
And finally, how'd you help that knee? It looked kind of crazy on the replay.
I took a hit in my knee. I think I got like a contusion on it. I still need to go back there and talk to the trainers. I was waiting for you guys. So, once I get done with this, I'll be able to go check it out.
I appreciate it. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Zeke, the running didn't seem to come super easy in the first half, but then you guys really got going in the second half.
He had 15 carries for 57 yards in this game. Pollard wound up with 12 carries for 83 yards, but there was that scary moment in the first half when Zeke went down with the injury, but he was ready to come back on the next series.
So tough.
And yes, exactly. And he hurdled a man early in the second half to show that the knee is okay. And you're right. That's one of the things that's been the hallmark of his career is just how physically tough Ezekiel Elliott is. Much like Emmitt Smith in that regard. Emmitt did not miss very many games in his career. And Ezekiel doesn't miss very many games either.
We're seeing that toughness from Zeke. We're seeing it from Micah. And
really,
the
aficionados
most of the players out there giving it them all. And that includes Coach as well. Coach has some interesting remarks. Stay with us. We're going to be right back.
No doubt, man.
Monday
So,
morning, he wanted to be
with
a
that
doctor
being
to help
said,
people.
with that being said, that was CBS 11. That was their recap of what's going on with the game. And I tell you guys this all the time, that the Dallas Cowboys, it's about just trying to learn the things that you need to know down the stretch. I don't think that the Cowboys are peaking anytime soon right now. We got a long way to go. Oh, man, Saquon look like he's out. Concussion. He concussed. But neither here nor there. We hope all is well. He's back up. Okay, good. All right, so we'll find out down the line what this team look like. But for right now, we just got to stack these wins on each other, and then we can get things going in the right direction. I think that the defense, it was a lot of bend but not break. You know what I'm saying? And we did that. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in.
Defensively, we're able to make it
105.3 The Fan here.
Now, I'll say this, though. I wish they wouldn't have wasted a huge punt return. You know, I mean, see, that to me, Turpin brings the ball back 54 yards.
Gifting you points.
You've got to get in position to get points there.
Yeah,
you can't let that one go by the wayside.
Tony Pollard was definitely a standout today as well. 12 carries, 83 yards. He averaged 7 yards a pop. He had a long carry of 28 yards. He also is 2 for 2 in the passing game. He gets targeted twice. He comes up with 2 catches, 26 yards, and one of those was a 19-yard gain. That was when you were backed up on your own 1-yard line, and you have Prescott rolling out a little bit, and it's just an easy little completion to Tony Pollard, but it looked like in real time that it was about to be intercepted right there in the end zone.
Yeah.
The replay showed it wasn't quite as close, but we all sort of gasped as it happened. Thank God there was no deflection or interception. Lands in the hands of Pollard, and then he skirts off for 19 yards. That's a monstrous play, and that's the kind of stuff that Tony Pollard brings to this offense that is just like you can't put a price tag on that, man. He's explosive.
No, they kind of figured it out. There were a couple of times there where I think they could have had some larger runs. One of the big early adjustments that they were able to make is they put the trips receivers out in the boundary there and take people out of the box and then try to run even into a lighter box. And there were a couple of times where Pollard tripped, Zeke tripped. One time Zeke, how about the hurdle he had for the long run of his of the day for him? So showing some athletic ability right there. I felt like the Cowboys ran the ball tough. I just also, though, feel like, though, that we probably sold the fact, though, that how bad this Detroit defense is. After an off week, they came to play. They had some ideas of what they needed to do. Jeff Okudah off the end, when he had 15 tackles off that edge.
Yes.
I mean, they just could not get the ball outside well enough like they needed to. But, you know, they kept after it and were able to win the game.
All right, we're just getting started here on the official postgame show. The Dallas Cowboys broadcasting live from the Miller Lite Club inside of AT&T Stadium. The party continues until 6 o'clock. We want to hear from you at 877-881-1053. Your texts, your calls, Mike McCarthy, and sound from the locker room. All coming up next. You're listening.
All right, so let's tune in and listen to KaVontae Turpin right now. I appreciate everybody for tuning in.
The ball in the air, you know, I all along thought I was going to call it for a catch, you know, so I picked a sleeper hole on him. And once I called it, I went off to the races. But I'm not satisfied with it. I got a score on it. I'm not satisfied with it, but it was a great return. But at the end of the day, I want to score.
I got to ask you about Zeke has to feed Zeke after he makes a big run like that. What were you doing at the end of that?
I was telling him to feed me, you know, on offense.
Did you say feed me? Is that what you said?
I'm saying feed me on offense or
KaVontae Turpin.
I'm just trying to, you know, I feel like I do special things with the ball in my hand.
I feel like for you, in certain ways, it's almost been frustrating because in some ways people have underestimated you and you've had to kind of come from behind and show what's up. Am I wrong? Is it my assessment there?
Yeah, you're right. You know, I had to always, you know, just like when I left the USFL, you know, I had the chip on my shoulder. You know, I'm just one of them guys. You know, I always been a comeback guy. Yeah. So you know, that's what I live up to. You know, that's my purpose. You know, and I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
Tell us about where this team's mindset was coming out of the locker room at halftime in this game, because Trayvon got the interception to start the second half. You had the punt return. There were in all 5 takeaways. The run game got going. It seemed like everything got going once the second half got rolling.
I just feel like once we came in the locker room, you know, everybody said, you know, the third quarter is ours. So I feel like everybody had that mindset of just coming out here, you know, just giving their all. You know, we had to wake up in this first half. You know, they put the sleeper hole on us. So I feel like the third quarter we came out and just, you know, gave our all. You know, everybody had the mindset to go out here to win.
And KaVontae, just having Dak back on the field, Micah was talking about, he's like, he's the heartbeat of this team, and we felt it just from a viewer's perspective. Tell me from a player's perspective.
It just, Dak, man, he the leader. He keep us going. And I just feel like when he got back, there was a lot of stress come off the defense because they knew we can move the ball a lot. So I just feel like, at the end of the day, it's just happy to have him back.
Yeah.
Tell us about your journey
Y'all
here the
heard
last
that?
year or so. I mean, and how grateful you are for this opportunity in the NFL. Everyone knows about your time in the USFL and being the MVP of that league, but this was a journey that took you to Poland, it took you to indoor football, it took you all over the world, really.
Yeah, man, this has been a wild journey. I'm just happy, God put me in this place, just to be here today. It's just been a wonderful story. I just can't wait to tell it when it's all said and done. So I'm just happy to be here. Be a Dallas Cowboy. Just do whatever I can do to help the team win.
KaVontae Turpin, we appreciate your time.
We got to ask him one more thing.
One more thing.
On Saturday night, when you're at the team hotel, okay, and you got meetings and stuff, are you tuned into the TCU Horned Frogs?
Oh, always. Always, I got to tell them, though, they got to stop pit me. They can have me scared at the end of the game, always down by 15 points. But I'm happy they always find a way to win, though.
Shout out to TCU, man. Hey, I finally found the tweet that I was looking for. I finally found it, and here's the tweet right here. I knew I was going to find it, though. I kept looking. That's why I was quiet. I said, man, let me find this tweet. I said, let's see what Cowboys DC coach Dan Quinn can do with Sam D. Williams. I'm predicting that Williams will be better than Aiden Hutchinson. You know what I'm saying? So watch this. Watch this. I'm finna kick over this this log into the fire right quick. Watch this. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna quote tweet. I think that Sam Williams. But I think that Sam Williams had a better game. Watch this game. Than Aiden today. Watch this. And then I'm going to put hashtag Go Cowboys. Watch this. They're going to be really mad at me. Watch all the people going to be mad. Watch all the people going to be mad. Come on, let's tweet this out. You guys go to Twitter and retweet that for me. Yeah. It's good. It's finna go crazy now. They're going to be like, man, that Law Nation, he a fool, baby. He a fool. Let's listen to Mike McCarthy.
Huddle and the whole operation, I thought he was really on point there. Handled the adjustments that were going on during the course of the game. So, those are the little things that don't show up or they're big things that don't show up in the stat column. So, I thought the operation was really good. But hey, I think it's just like anything, especially at the quarterback position. You come back from an injury to your throwing hand. I mean, he needs reps. He needs to continue to get the reps, and we'll get a full week this week going into Chicago. I think it'll really help him a bunch. You're coming out of the Sunday night game with no practice on Wednesday. We're just more throwing routes on there. As much team activity that we can, participate in, it's only going to get him back to where he was coming out of training camp. But obviously, I thought he had a winning performance today.
Mike Edwarder, ESPN. Did you have to make any modifications or
Commanders won.
Now
go Commanders.
As much as you might have been,
No, I mean the under center is really not an issue.
I think my brother got to take a shot.
If you really want to break down the mechanics of taking a snap, but if the ball hits his thumb, it's a really bad snap. So so far as that part of it. So yeah, that's just really the final stages of throwing is always the finish, so and he'll just continue to get that where he wants it with reps.
It's hot. All right,
Sam,
joining
speaking
us right
of
now,
Sam,
Mr. Sam Williams.
let's listen to Sam.
The tool man Williams.
I told him everything he knows.
Look at Parsons and Sam side to side, baby. Them jokers look like twins, man.
Like what?
I told him how to get sacks.
Yes?
Yeah, I told him how to finish.
He did that today.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, man, brotherly love, baby.
Bro, they try to cheat me out of sack. They try to cheat me out of sack.
Can you appeal that?
Yeah, I am on appeal. I already told him I'm sending that film.
Because they gave it to D-Law.
I know. Y'all saw me grab his foot, right? And he fell.
No, they gave it to DA.
DA.
Yeah, they gave it to DA.
That boy looks like twins over there. Let me see.
I mean, he's been talking about the last 6 weeks about his first sack.
Yeah.
I'm happy he got one because he couldn't be a D lineman without one. So,
Micah, before we let you go,
Micah
a while ago,
hates
Sam
him.
and I had a conversation. This is preseason, and he said that it's you that he looks up to and that there's no better example. So
Not look up to. I say I be trying to learn from him.
Get him.
But look, I got a question for all the people. Do we look alike?
There is a resemblance.
Do we look? We do.
Don't start this. Don't start this, bro. I'm leaving. Just.
you're proud.
The beginning.
You're proud.
This is the two of many he better get.
Hear that, Sam?
My record, so.
Yeah.
Mike, if you couldn't hear Mike,
Micah says you got to fight.
Yeah, if you couldn't hear, Micah was saying that Sam says he's coming for his record. Is that true?
I am. I'm trying to. Like everywhere I've been, I broke the record. JUCO, high school, Ole Miss. Now I'm trying to do it here.
Yeah.
Trying to leave my name on something. I mean, positive.
This was your best game thus far. I've been rooting for you since preseason, watching each game, and you've made progress each one. How would you assess your own performance, Sam?
I just say every opportunity I get, like I believe I had 12 reps today, so like I just have to make most of them because like you said, like I'm trying to beat this record. I got goals for myself, like, but and the other thing is, like, I know the boys count on me. As a rookie, like, I feel like my role is to be ready whenever. Like, no matter if somebody go down injured, somebody's tired, like, be ready and go in and bring the same intensity they get, even if it's for one play, even if it's 3 plays. I just got to be ready.
Wait a second. You had 12 reps?
Yeah.
You had 2 sacks. 12 reps. You know what that ratio is? If they put you in for 60 plays, no telling how many sacks you'd have.
I just said that earlier. Let's go.
Bill. I mean, give me
Come on.
I want to find out from you, though, what was your favorite play? Because you had the 2 sacks, and you also had the tackle of Justin Jackson. That was pretty impressive, too.
My favorite play, I'm not going to lie, Turp, when he almost ran it for a touchdown. I wanted him to, so because he rides with me to the game, and we always talk about it. I was like, bro, I feel it this game. I feel like you're going to get it. And he was close.
What do you guys talk about in that car ride? You're driving here and you're kind of discussing what's up. What does the conversation look like?
It's always positive. Like, we manifest. Like, I said, like, I want a sack. No, I want 2 sacks. He said, I'm going to get a touchdown. Like, we all.
Manifestation,
like, it's just
baby.
manifestation. I believe in that.
For the nation.
And it's just like, I don't know. Like, we just got to make it happen no matter what.
Thoughts become things, buddy.
Yes.
And you remember back in training camp, we did the story on the tools that Sam Williams has in his toolbox. And Sam tells me he still has that toolbox from training camp, right?
Yes, I do. I got like I said, screwdriver, pliers, electric drill. I have. Did I say screwdriver already?
Yeah, you did.
That. But like I got the thing, what is it called? The socket wrench.
Smoke weed every day.
You don't use these tools, but you use your tools on the football field, right?
Right, I do. I don't use the tools, but it look cool. Like, I mean, I have it in my truck, so it's like I don't want to be empty. So I just bought a bunch of tools.
So if someone breaks down on the road, you got the tools for them to use. You don't know how to use those tools, but they can use them.
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah. But I'll be prepared. Because I got when I bought my tools, I bought a gas thing. So if I run out of gas, because I ran out of gas one time. And
Let's talk about the tools for the next half an hour.
Let's get it.
Or we can go ahead and go to break. What do you think? You want to toss to break?
Let's go to break.
NFC East standings. You want to take a look at the NFC East standings right now? Let's take a lolook right here.
Frontier Communications NFC East standings. The Eagles are off today. They're 6-0. The Cowboys now at 5-2.
Yeah, we 5-2, man, and it's 4th and 15 right now. And Trevor Lawrence is driving, but I don't think that he got enough to get that touchdown against the Giants. So the Giants are going to end up winning this game. Unless it's a Hail Mary. Oh, he caught the Hail Mary. What? 14 seconds left on the clock. 12, 11, 10. Oh, it's a flag. Come on. Who hate with the flag, man? Come on. Come on, Jags. Oh, they call holding or something. What they call on the Jags, man? Yeah, it's holding. Oh, they call roughing the passer, so he get even 15 more yards. It's coming down, and it was a whole. If Jags go win, baby, it's gonna be a total pandemonium. I'm gonna go even crazier because that put us in second place versus third place. Flag is on the Giants. Uh-oh. That's extra 15 yards. It's a game now. 16 seconds left on the tickler. Yeah. Come on, Jags. Come on, Jags. Come on, Trevor Long. Come on. Come on, Jags, baby. All right, man. Let's shame that like button. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button over there, man. Yeah. If you're watching and you haven't hit that like button yet, what's wrong with you? You know. Come on. Long drop back.
Shame.
Almost. Got a flag. Give me a flag.
Shame.
12 seconds left on the clock. Trevor, 2nd and 10. He had the other guy wide open in the middle of the field. Ooh, Jones was there. He jumped with 2 hands. He caught that. Come on, Jack. You jump with 1 hand. Jump up with 2 hands, Jones, whoever that Jones is. All right, let's see. Boy, this is a game now. 12 seconds left on the clock. Trevor Lawrence. 5-1 Giants versus the 2-4 Jags. Shotgun. Empty. He drops back. He climbs the pocket. He throws a fade ball to the camera crew. Incomplete. 7 seconds left on the clock. Jags need to score. They need a touchdown. A field goal won't help him. A field goal won't help him, man. I don't think you catch this team sleeping though. The New York Giants might pull this one off, man. Yeah, come on, Trevor. 3rd and long. 3rd and long. Empty. Drops back. Throws a missile. Oh, he's at the 1. Oh, my gosh. No time to stop. Oh, my God, what a nutcracker. You know what I'm saying? It was right there, man. Oh. He caught it, though. It's over. Oh, my gosh.
Shame.
Oh, my gosh,
Shame.
man.
Shame.
This much is over. Well, there goes. There goes our opportunities, you know, for being in second place. But we had to fight our way out of it and win it.
With Hurts and company, so this one was certainly different, but the Lions have been effective on the ground this year. How did you feel like the Cowboys played defensively?
Yeah, they got an offensive line that's physical.
Yeah.
They've spent some resources on their offensive line, and you know Dallas was very fortunate tonight this afternoon not to have to deal with Swift in this game. I think Williams is just as good, but man, that is a physical front that you're facing right there within the way that they come off the football, and you know it just the push they're able to get. Their tight ends block well. There's a reason why that they have success. You know, you needed a big game from Leighton Vander Esch. You needed a big
Giants
game
hold
from
on
Anthony
again.
Barr. You needed
That's
a big
3
game
games in a
from
row
your
the Giants can
linebackers,
squeeze one up.
Your safeties right here because it
4.
was going to be about trying to get off
3.
blocks. And there was
4
a
and
couple
3.
of times where they were able to do that, but mainly your
Let's kick over
linebackers
to Parsons, though. Let's kick over to Parsons. Shout out to Brian Broadus, man. But let's listen to Parsons right quick.
And, you know, we kind of had that father-son talk this week, and I told him, and he challenged me, and I told him, I said, you know, you challenged me, I'll never let you down. And so just stuff like that, I credit to, you know, Q, because he's a person that means a lot to me. I just hate to let him down. So when I'm out there, I just try to give everything I got for him.
You talked about your competitiveness this week. I mean, is that a sign of it right there, that you're not going to give up even when it looks like the guy's going to score, he's 10 yards ahead of you? And that's leadership, too.
Yeah. You know, I tell people, you know, I'm going to be tired, but you're going to be more tired than me because I'm never going to stop, you know. And I practice that way. I work that way, just being relentless, understanding that anything can happen on the field. And, you know, emphasizing that. Besides, it's Shark Week, you know.
DQ talked a couple of weeks ago about how as good as you guys have been.
So he's a shark line,
feel like you guys
or lion shark.
Full potential. Yeah, he's in moments in Seattle where he saw his defenses reach that moment. 5 takeaways and a half. Does that feel like maybe one of those types of moments showing what you guys are totally capable of?
Yeah, in terms of finishing, never giving up, the goal line, creating that turnover, just dominating in the second half. It obviously definitely shows glimpses. It shows what we're capable of, where we're heading, and that's a great way to get things back on track.
You called Dak the heartbeat. What was it like to get him back, and what did you see from him?
It was great to have Dak back, knowing that you got someone on offense that got your back. I mean, he did his thing today. Super happy to have him back. Prayed over him this week. I was like, I asked God to just bless him and, make sure he just did his thing, what he knows how to do.
There was a flag thrown.
Did you know that it's Shark Week? The thing about Micah is that, he's funny, but he's also, I would say, top 3 toughest guys in the league, Bill.
Yeah, and that's where he reminds me when I was talking about Michael Irvin and those Cowboys of the 90s and the leadership that he has on this team. People naturally follow Micah Parsons. And by the way, when I look back on this game,
the numbers,
not just the numbers, but I think that the biggest play of this game may have been made by Micah Parsons. When he ran down T.J. Hawkinson at the goal line and stopped him short of scoring that touchdown. The Cowboys were up 10-6 at that point. If Hawkinson scores on that play and the Lions take the lead 13-10, this game could play out entirely differently the rest of the way. As it was, he stopped them at the 1-yard line. They fumble on the next play. Cowboys take over, and the Cowboys were in control the rest of the game.
He sets the tone. That's what Micah does. He sets the tone, and again, we always like to say this, and I just enjoy saying it over and over. Yes, he wants to be the best defensive player in the league. He also wants to be the best player, period, and he is well on his way, Bill.
I think Micah's play might have been the best, the most important play of the game, but the turning point of this game, I think, was the Trayvon Diggs interception to start the second half. And let's hear what Trayvon had to say in the locker room afterwards.
Yeah, I feel like it was one of those moments. I feel like we could have, stepped on the gas a little bit more in the first half. We did it. We got it done. But we got it done. So we're happy it's good.
How much pride do you take in just the different ways and the different guys that are getting those takeaways right now?
Amazing, because we just got a lot of young guys that's just stepping up, and normally the young guys are the ones that's really not playing that much, but our young guys are making plays, going out there, doing what they need to. So I'm just proud of them.
On the other side of the ball, what was it like to see Dak back out there and what he was able to do in that second half?
It was amazing. I loved what he was doing in practice. He was tearing us up in practice, but just to see him go out there, just play a hell of a game, it was exciting to see.
What can you say about the confidence of where this team's at now? You got your quarterback.
I feel like our confidence has always been there. I feel like it's added on now. We got Dak back, and we go out there and really execute and play.
Apologize if you've already hit this, but how much do you feel like your interceptions early in the third quarter kind of maybe turn a little bit of the momentum?
That's Trayvon Diggs speaking right now.
Trayvon Diggs with the first of 5 takeaways for this Dallas defense in the second half, and Dak Prescott at the podium. Let's join it live now.
6 weeks, where were you comfortable?
Yeah, I felt great. I felt comfortable with everything. Thumb definitely didn't bother me. Wasn't a thought in my head. Felt like after a few throws, I was back into it. And that drive before halftime, I felt like I made a few that just said, hey, we're good to go. Don't think about anything again. And yeah, so I felt fine, but this is about the team. This is a great team win. This is what I've been watching for the last 5 weeks, this defense, the special teams, and just us playing complimentary football, and it's just great to be back and be a part of it.
Complimentary football.
Honestly, when I came out, there's supposed to be a tight end also getting free, got knocked off, I guess, on his route. And initially in my head, I was thinking to run, and then Noah flashes. And so that's kind of why the ball placement was there. But, yeah, I mean, obviously you want that back. But then again, it's part of maybe next time I run, I'll probably still be running. So.
Dak, Ed Werder, ESPN. You mentioned the defense. What's the value of a defense that can plays like this one does every week and takes the ball away so often to a quarterback like you?
Yeah, it's huge. You understand the overall picture of this game and knowing that our defense is going to help us out, and it's important for us to make sure those turnovers pay off, or those long kick returns, as we weren't able to do that one, or punt return, that one that Turpin had. But just knowing that, just play within the game. Don't try to do too much. Know that you've got, as I said, a defense to help you out. If it's third down, you've got to throw it away, live for another down, and play the field position. And these guys, we know when we score touchdowns and we get ahead, these guys can pin their ears back and go do what they do and create turnovers.
Patrick.
Hey, Dak. Patrick Walker, DallasCowboys.com. Can you talk a little bit about what it means for the defense to, as far as getting them juiced up, to be able to reward their takeaways with touchdowns?
Yeah, that's playing complementary football. When those guys go out there and get turnovers, it's important for us to make sure that we get points out of that. That's how you win games, and that's how you blow games, blow them away, honestly. And the way this D-line and the way the secondary and just the linebackers, honestly, the whole group, just the way that how hungry they are, the way that they attack. Special C, as I said, is something that I saw, obviously, in training camp. I've seen it in these last 5 weeks, and it's just great to be able to go out there and be a part of them.
Dak, Mike Leslie from WFA. Early on in the football game, there were a couple of instances where you threw into double coverage, maybe triple coverage. How much of that was just kind of being amped up and wanting to go out there and make a play, and how did you feel about how you eventually settled in and found your spots?
Yeah, I think once I made some throws and I knew as I said, my thumb was good, and I felt like I had the spin back that I've had and the confidence. Some of those throws were just overconfident in a sense. And, yeah, I've got to guard against that. Yeah, just because sometimes it can lead to turnovers, and that's the last thing I'm trying to do is put this team in a bad position because I'm overconfident. And as I said, when you have a defense like this, understand, just continue to go through the reads, take a check down here and there, and it'll pay off.
Calvin Watkins, Dallas Morning News. How about you?
Dak in this game, 19 out of 25 for 207 yards, had the touchdown pass to the rookie tight end Peyton Hendershot on
baby.
This National Tight Ends Day.
Yeah, you like saying that.
Yes,
Thank you for that.
Remember, that was my pick to click.
Yes, indeed. So, look, let's go, Cowboy Nation. I got some breaking news. I got a live picture of the actual shark that Micah Parsons is. Y'all got to help me coin the name. Is it a shark line or a line shark? Let me know what it is. What is it, baby? Come on, shout out to the Photoshop team, baby. Is it a line shark or a shark line? You know, let me know which one of y'all want it is. You know, do you want shark in front of the line or line in front of the shark? Oh man, San Francisco 10-0 on the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Y'all want me to put lion shark? Yeah. Let's change this up. I'm gonna tweet this out. So instead of shark line or lion shark, we gonna get one of these one way or another. You know, let's go, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate y'all so much. Let's go. So Cowboys, Micah Parsons, shark line or lion shark? Which one? Let me put some question marks there. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much. Let's go. There we go. I just tweeted it. Y'all go ahead and make sure y'all retweet and share. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Yes, indeed, man. So with that being said, man, Cowboy Nation, as they on a commercial break, I really like this all together, man. This team, the ability to do the things that they did today. I know
4-6. The post-game party continues here live from the Miller Lite Club inside of AT&T Stadium. It's time to welcome in our Cowboys insider, Bobby Belt, fresh out of the locker room, brought to you by AT&T, the official 5G innovation partner of the Dallas Cowboys. And what was the vibe like in that locker room, Bobby Belt? Are they absolutely just partying it up right now? The return of Dak, they get the dub?
You know, I mean, everybody's pretty happy in there, but the guy who's, like, really amped up, the guy who couldn't stop, screaming was Dak Prescott. He's coming off the field. Jane Slater's interviewing Trayvon Diggs, and he's screaming at Trayvon, and then he's running to the locker room, and he's screaming at the fans, all excited. He gets in the locker, he's screaming. It's 30 minutes after the game ends. We're all standing in there getting ready to wrap up, and Dak just is standing at his locker and yelling with, like, no one around him.
Well, don't forget the smack on the tuchus of his center there, Tyler Biadasz,
yes.
as he was running in to do the locker room screaming.
He was he's happy to be back. You can tell that he was ready to get back out there on the football field, and it wasn't always pretty. I mean, there was some rust, especially in the first half, but ultimately, I mean, if you're going 10 of 11 in the second half for 105 yards or whatever it is, and not making many mistakes, I think you can feel pretty good about that. But I would expect next week will look better than last week, and Green Bay will look better than Chicago, and he'll get back into his rhythm.
Where did this game flip for you for the Cowboys?
The D-Law punch out probably.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to like track it back to the very beginning, it's there's a lot of momentum. You just don't feel good about trailing 6-3 at half. You come out, Detroit's got the ball, they've got another chance. You kind of were depleted by the Noah Brown fumble. So the Trayvon Diggs interception was really big.
Yes.
But I mean, ultimately, I think that you were starting to feel like, man, here comes a 12-play drive that's taken 7 minutes off the clock, and you got 1st and goal. And man, that Micah Parsons tackle in retrospect was huge.
Play of the game.
Down there at the goal line, absolutely. And so DeMarcus Lawrence,
the one I said, give the touchdown.
That ball out, and Cowboys recovering it. I think that's where things really shifted.
I didn't get to see a chance, and there's a lot of people. I know Todd Archer from ESPN was saying that maybe that Dan Campbell missed an opportunity to challenge that play on that tackle that Hockerson actually had scored a touchdown there. Did you see any kind of replay on that?
What I saw in the press box, the replay, it looked short to me still. Like, I mean, it did look like, I mean, it would have been close. I don't know that you could have overturned it, though. Like if it was there, it was close enough that I don't think it was enough to overturn what was ruled on the field. But, man, it looked inches short, honestly. I mean, it was right there. And really, that kind of turned things around for them, I think. And they were really struggling. I know, Brian, we've talked about how impressed we've been with how they've handled tight ends. They were struggling with that today.
Yeah, they were.
T.J. Hawkinson, Brock Wright, those guys were gashing them a little bit. And you know, almost picked up that touchdown for Brock Wright. Big tackle by Micah Parsons. Then, of course, that sets up what, DeMarcus Lawrence was able to do, punching that ball out, and really started just an avalanche. I mean, 5 turnovers in one half. I don't know this for sure. I would bet the last time they did that was the Super Bowl against Buffalo in '92. I would bet that's the last time they had 5 turnovers and a half.
Yeah, that is a pretty difficult thing to pull off. This Cowboys defense does know how to get after the quarterback and create some turnovers. Once they're playing with a lead and you get an offense to go one-dimensional, it becomes an extremely fast-playing, dominant, aggressive Cowboys defense. Now, what'd you think about the Cowboys' run D today?
Solid for the most part, but I mean, there were a couple times where Jamal Williams was able to gash him a little bit. I know Anthony Barr had the big recovery. That was good. But, I mean, Anthony Barr, I thought, struggled some in the first half in run defense. Finished the game stronger. I thought at times, if you want to talk about the flip, I thought at times it was not as easy on the ground as it should have been for Dallas. They had some struggles early on running the ball. But, I mean, we talk about when did things change and things. If you want to look to an offensive moment, after that Diggs pick, I thought Terrence Steele and Zach Martin were great on that drive, clearing space for Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, and, really got the offense kind of going after that.
3rd and 1s were a little difficult today, and that's something the Cowboys had been really, really good.
Right. They'd been great at it up until last week. I think they had a couple issues with it, and today they had a couple of times where they weren't able to execute, and so that's something that needs to get cleaned up. I thought it was interesting. It looked like early on they were running Zeke outside and Pollard between the tackles.
Yeah,
it seems
kind of strange.
Yeah, you never let him see your next
Zeke
move.
has been so good at running that 3rd and 1 stuff, though, and unfortunately they were bouncing the ball a couple of times.
And I didn't love the call on that 3rd and 1 where they did the fake handoff pitch. Just
well, they've been setting that up.
But run between the tackles,
well,
right?
They've been setting that up. Zeke is running that play, that 3rd and 1 play. They don't stop him doing that.
Sure.
To me, I thought that was a pretty creative call. I thought the Lions just played it really, really well.
They did. They did, but to me, I think that's exactly it. Don't even give them the opportunity to.
Just go ahead and hand it to Zeke and get the
first tackles.
I got
the first down.
I got you.
Yeah, I mean, I have more of an issue of going shotgun, passing the ball on 3rd and 2, and then Terrence Steele gets walloped by Aiden Hutchinson. But overall, going back to the Pollard running inside, I think there's an underrated aspect to Tony Pollard where he's a pretty dang physical back. We think of this thunder lightning. Zeke is the power guy, and Pollard's
Tony got some
explosive with
physicality.
Speed. But he's kind of one of these guys that can break some tackles, and I feel like there's a more physical element to Tony Pollard's game than maybe he's getting credit for.
Yeah, and I mean, that was something that, Will McClay talked about when they drafted him, was that was something that they saw in him on tape at the Senior Bowl, and they thought this is a guy that can run inside, and I think you've seen consistently over his career, he can do that. He can get small, he can find those lanes, he can cut back quick. I mean, Tony Pollard to me is he's a complete back, and I think you can, in terms of running the ball, obviously pass protection can be a little shoddy sometimes, but in terms of the way he can run, I don't think he's limited. I don't think he's just some scat back or 3rd down guy. He can do a lot of different things for you.
Yeah, he was super, super impressive today on the ground and through the air. Only 2 receptions, but 2 targets. One of those a 19-yard play that was huge to get him out of their own end zone there. So, all right, Bobby, appreciate the good stuff. Enjoy the Cowboy victory. Go get you some Miller Lite, and I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you post-game for a podcast, huh?
That's right. Bobby is one half of Love of the Star podcast and Odyssey podcast that you can find wherever you get your podcasts. It's Brian Broaddus and our Cowboys insider, Bobby Belt, absolute gold, and you absolutely need to go take a listen to that. All right, the voice of the Cowboys, Brad Sham, getting set to sit down with us here in the Miller Lite Club as we continue the Cowboy victory party. You do not need a complicated play to bring it into the end.
So when Brad Sham go, and then we might wrap it up after that, maybe open up the phone line to get y'all thoughts on this, and then we'll keep things going from there.
Your calls and texts in just a few minutes, but right now it is time for Brad Sham to step into the Miller Lite Club, and he is the voice of the Cowboys. Brad, what'd you think about this? Well, actually, first let me ask you about this post-game locker room you were just in. Are they partying it up in there?
By the time I got down there, most of them were gone because it's like 3 o'clock. They've got the whole day.
Yep.
That's right.
And so they don't get a whole lot of these.
Right.
But, you know, they're in pretty good mood. The party is not happening in there. The party happens in there, as Brian knows, for, about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then everybody gets in the shower, and then they go off to where the party starts.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's happy. They're in a good mood. But there was a lot of them gone by the time I was able to get in. But I talked to Diggs and Sam Williams and a couple of the offensive linemen. And, Hendershot's pretty happy.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
But,
what was your biggest concern going into this game? When we get a chance to visit with you, it's and kind of chop this thing up during the week and things. What was your biggest concern about the Lions in this game?
I guess my biggest concern was them running the ball.
Right.
And then I think my next concern was, and I think we saw some of it, Prescott just taking some time to settle into a rhythm.
Sure.
Just because just because he's back doesn't mean it's the
back.
same
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
And don't forget, all he had played this year was a poor 2.5 quarters.
Sure.
So we really hadn't seen him in any kind of an offensive rhythm since last year.
Yep.
That's a long time. So could he spin the ball? Yes. Can he grip the ball? Yes. Can he throw? I thought on the second or third possession, the ball that he dropped into Schultz over that was
beautiful.
A tremendous throw. And then there was one to Lamb, and there was another one. So you could see it coming. I would have liked to have seen what the offense would have looked like if Brown had not fumbled the ball, because I thought they were finally getting a rhythm. Then they had to get it back. And, the Lions get paid, too, and credit to them. They were coming off their bye. They were doing some different things, the way they slanted linebackers and things.
Right.
Right.
So their defense was playing better than before their bye. But I think those were my biggest concerns, running the ball, stopping their run.
Sure.
And how Prescott, McCarthy, as you know, Brian, tried to say this several times during the week about how he would fit back in. I can't remember if the word he used was rhythm but what he meant was, you don't just walk back in at high peak efficiency.
Right.
It takes some time.
Right.
Takes some time to get. Now, I would expect. And by the way, the Bears are not a terrible defensive team.
No.
But I would expect to see a little bit more offensive efficiency. I think they got to go back and look at that. I couldn't hear everything Bobby was saying because the party is going on in here.
The beer is a-flowing.
And I don't remember if it was coming out of the punt return, but they had a lead. They had the 10-6 lead, and they had a 2nd and 1, and they were in Detroit territory, and they went backwards.
Yeah.
They didn't make 2nd and 1. They lost yardage on 3rd and 2. They wound up with nothing, and that's horrible. If you're talking about, because their aspirations are big.
Right.
They're talking about playoff and winning in the playoffs, and you can't have 2nd and 1 and not get another set of downs. But they got a lot of work to do still.
No, and the reason I asked you that question, because to me, I totally agree with you. And I thought there was some times where this team, Detroit, is hard to defend when they run the football. That is a physical offensive line, and the backs they have are very, very physical. And I agree with you about the thing with Prescott. They didn't, practicing this week was not the way that Mike practices, and it's not that he doesn't practice, but he tries to get his team as healthy as possible, as fresh as possible for these games. And I applaud him for doing that.
Me too.
So you're thinking like, okay, well, how much time has Dak really had throwing the ball in here? You know, and he can talk about the post-practice work and stuff like that, but just going out there and playing today, that's the best thing that could have happened to Dak Prescott, because I kind of feel like, though, when I ask you this question next week, it's not going to be about, I'm worried about the quarterback. You're not going to say that. You're going to say, they need to do something else here, or this needs to happen differently.
Yeah, I mean, and I wasn't worried about him. And I do think the offense that he came back into today
is better than
the one when he went out against Tampa.
Right.
Because the left side of the line is better.
Right.
Lamb was terrible in that game. He's not terrible anymore. The running game is kind of going. I think all the receivers, you didn't have Gallup at all.
Right.
Hendershot and Ferguson are different players than they were 2 months ago. So I think all of that makes the offense that he came back into better. It's capable of operating at a higher level of efficiency than they did today. And they're going to have to, but they're going to get another team with issues. Not just they got problems.
Chiefs.
The Bears have issues. And we'll see some of them tomorrow night.
Well,
and we saw some with the Lions. And then they'll get a bye. And now you've got a Green Bay team that lost to Washington
that has
today,
some issues,
and they've got issues, right?
Right.
And so then you're looking at if you can. This was a big game.
It was.
This was a real,
it really
you
was.
could lose this game.
Yes.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
So you're 5-2. You could be 6-2. You could be 7-2. Now you got a game against a playoff caliber team in Minnesota.
Right.
One way or another, you're in good shape after 10. And so, Babe's laughing at me because I'm checking these Tampa and Atlanta and all these other scores. But believe me, when you're 2 games ahead of the other teams fighting for wild cards, that's a pretty good thing.
That is a pretty good thing.
So I think they'll get better. I mean, it would stand to reason they'd get better. But what you're saying, I hope people will listen to, Brian. You cannot simulate the way they play in the NFL today, the way they practice.
Exactly.
Once upon a time, they go out and beat the hell out of each other in pads.
Yes, they did.
And there was no salary cap, and the roster limit was whatever it was, and they'd get somebody else. It was like college football.
Sure.
I'll if 3 of you break your legs, I'll go get 4 more, just like you. And so that's not where we are now. And so they have to take care of these guys. They have limits on what they can do in practice, and that means they can't experience the things they're going to experience in games until they play in games.
And they did tonight, and I think it was good for Dak Prescott to get his uniform dirty again.
No question.
Absolutely. All right, Brad, we appreciate the time.
Boys.
We partying at the Sham tonight. It's going to be Club Sham.
Well,
Club Sham.
There's a little work to do first. I got to go home. I got a Cowboy report for the network to do. But let me just say that I know exactly where in my cabinet the tequila is. I know exactly where the cognac is.
Okay,
there's
Sham.
time to find them.
Beautiful.
Say it that way.
Well, you enjoy that time. We'll see you, Brad. Thank you very much. There he goes, voice of the Cowboys, Brad Sham, right here on the official postgame show of the Dallas Cowboys.
Cognac Sham. All right, so for sake of time, it's 3:58. What we're going to do is I want to get your thoughts. And everybody gets about like 1 to 2 minutes, on the phone line, and we'll do it that way. All right, we'll do that. We'll do it that way. Cause I gotta bounce. I gotta go grab something to eat and everything else. But I've been giving you guys unbelievable time.
Call my phone, hit my line.
Right, unbelievable time. But I appreciate y'all so much.
Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this.
Let's go.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for.
I don't know if Brad Sham mixing the two, but man, he'll be a monster. Tequila and brown, the cognac. Come on, man.
Mobbing with my brothers, there's no question, keep it real. Whether we East Coast and Norway in the heaven.
There are 6 participants in the conference. All participants are muted.
Yes,
Please
indeed.
announce yourself.
Law to the nation, baby. 657-390-7391 is the hotline for your mind. As the room fill up, appreciate y'all so much, man. Appreciate y'all. Me pin it to the top.
Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Call my phone, hit my line.
Keep in mind, we're giving away a ticket to the game for those who support the drawing. Let's do that. Let's do the drawing Wednesday, midweek. So tomorrow, so Wednesday next week, we'll do the drawings, the ticket giveaway to the game. But I got my guy Aaron. You're live from the 562.
Law, what's the deal, baby? How you doing today?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man.
Man, that was a great team win. I was just talking to the other callers in the little chat.
Uh-huh.
I feel like we was talking about, like, if we would have signed Dak in his third year, all this cap money and stuff, like, we wouldn't be in this trouble.
Okay.
We would have probably still kept Coop or Cedric Wilson. And, it was stuff like that. But, man, it was a great win today. Dak took care of the ball.
Uh-huh.
Defense did their job.
Okay.
And we ran the ball, man. What more could we ask for?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a win, right? We can build upon this versus building upon what they tried to sabotage, like the whole season when we only scored 3 points against the Buccaneers, right? And the season is long, man. So after the Buccaneers won that game, you would have thought that if you was a Buccaneers fan, you would have thought that they was going to go 20-0, right? Now look at them. They lost today against the Panthers, right? So football is a weird, as Brian Broadus would say, it's a strange lady, and you can't get so locked in on one game and try to paint the resume out for the players out of one game. You can't do that.
No, you can't. You can't judge. You don't judge. You don't critique a player on every drive that he does.
Oh,
every
my God.
drive.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do that, then I would say the fourth quarter was his best game.
True that. Hey.
But I'm yeah, man. We gonna be all right. If we gonna beat the Bears,
right?
So no, my question with the Bears: do you believe the Bears is gonna do the RPO thing like how they did with Philly did?
I think so. I think that Justin Fields, he can run. He got legs. Giants ran on us for 79 yards. Danny Dimes ran all over us.
Right.
RPO is going to happen. We just got to score when we get the ball, and that shut down all of that and hit the quarterback. And Justin Fields, he can't take too many more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Appreciate you, fam.
Oh yeah, man.
Thank you, man.
Hey,
let me hear you say it, fam.
Man, how about them Cowboys? We let them hang today.
Yes, indeed, all day. Yes, indeed, automatic too. All right, Coach AJ, you live.
What up?
Nothing to it.
Told you it was gonna go that way.
You said exactly what's gonna happen, man, and it happened, man. What the lottery's numbers?
Hey, but here's the thing. The best is yet to come.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to learn how to run the same play the Niners ran on us.
Uh-huh.
Bring Peterson and put him at tight end and run him the other way to do a kick-out block.
Mm-hmm.
And we can have that heavyweight package. And we're going to stop putting Tony Pollard on 3rd and 1 in the game unless you're going to put him at tailback and Zeke at fullback.
Right.
I mean, but that's ridiculous. I mean, we are the only team that try to beat ourselves. And the fans want our quarterback. We want the number one to play like he's out of his mind. He threw at a very good clip, 19 for 25 for 205.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take it.
True that.
And not to mention, he threw a couple of balls that probably should have got picked, but he also threw two that should have got caught.
Yeah.
You can't get in rhythm if you're dropping balls.
True that.
But let's talk about the positive. Schultz showed up. And C.D. Lamb caught everything that was thrown to him. Those are positive.
Mm-hmm.
The other positive, Sam Williams got on the field and acted a fool. He got on the field and acted a fool.
He did.
He showed up and showed out. That's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
And your boy's still going to have to which one? Is it Boss Cowboys say that boy get 10 sacks? Then he's having a hell of a year. Doris Armstrong's on pace now for 12.
Wow. He gonna eat a lot of crow, man, when he get there, though.
Well, yeah, and he got another fumble today. So, Boss Cowboy need to keep eating some crow. I'll eat crow right along with you.
Yeah.
Because Noah Brown did do his thing. I wish you could go ahead and have your boy Brown on and ask him how far back is he going to be back on that man-to-man. Because he gets such a cushion. That's bad. All right, baby. That's it for me. You have a good one, man. Enjoy life.
You as well. Thank you, Coach, man. Always a pleasure talking to Coach AJ, man. Strong supporter of the channel. And, hey, he got some things that's working out for us, man, for this nation, man. And I can't wait for it to all manifest itself into greatness, man. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that from Coach, man. I got next on the list one of my favorite uncles in the world, Uncle Charles. You're live.
Man, what's happening, Law? What's going on, Cowboy Nation?
Nothing to it.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm glad we got the win. We need to show up on that run defense a little bit better. And, yeah, Dak was a little rusty.
Yeah.
But, man, AB, man, Lord knows, man, what you got on, AB? We can't help you, AB. AB is killing us, man, on defense, man. And LBE, him and AB need to be roommates. Let me say this, man. A win is a win, and I'm glad for the win, but we still got more improvement. We got a long way to go, y'all. And I can tell y'all this. Remember what Uncle Charles said. Somebody coming out the NFC East going to the Super Bowl. Somebody is. I don't want my team to go, but somebody is coming out the NFC East. Because the NFC East, the balance of power don't switch. Tom Brady, he look like an old man at the old folks' home. And Aaron Rodgers, I don't know what he's doing. If you didn't know who Aaron Rodgers was, I swear for Lord, you'll swear he asked you for some change. You didn't know who he was. Thank God he played football. Jesus Christ. Let me tell y'all something, man. Let's do it, Cowboy Nation. Let's keep this thing going. Good vibes, good spirit. And hey, man, let's do this thing. We got a lot of improvement. We got a long way to go. And I'm going to say this in closing because I know you got to get off here. Let me say this in closing. It's the world, and I'm talking to you now, Law. It's the world don't whip man, Law. If they don't stop bathing and putting peppermint in their mouth, man, a guy came in the store the other day, man, this joker breathe. He said, man, where's the tube place at? I'm like, ooh, 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 if I could. If I could, I'd get out your face because you got a in your throat. And that's all I got to say, Cowboy Nation. Let's roll, Cowboys roll. And that's all I got to say, player.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. It took me a minute before I found this little clip right here of Aaron Rodgers, man. Oh, my gosh, man. It is what it is with this, man. I'm going to say this time. Bam. It is what it is, but this clip right here of Aaron Rodgers, man, you might as well. Oh, my gosh, man. I told my brother, I said, man, I hate to do this. I hate to root for the Washington team, but I can't stand the Green Bay Packers. When we were doing our pick'ems, I said, man, I would rather for the Washington team to win. Because I can't stand those Packers, man. But it is what it is, man. So somebody reach out to Aaron Rodgers, man, and give him a helping hand, man. But with that being said, let's go over to another caller. My guy from the 214. I know you feel differently now. Darius, you're live.
So check me out. First of all, I want to say, man, I want to hand clap random applause to you, Law, for doing the play-by-play analysis, man. Phenomenal. I went back and I watched the the game like through the highlights, and like once again, like I said, and I'm really upset that Brad Sham he beat me to it. But the thing is just the offensive efficiency. It's like okay, this and like you always say, some of the stats that Cooper Rush is putting up, a lot of people won't have it if Dak was doing it. My main thing is I don't give a damn how we win. I don't give a damn what the stats is as long as we get the dub. But in this case, I just feel like on every level, even from little league to middle school to high school to college, like it's almost like a precursor. Like if you seeing that the efficiency level of the offense, like I don't want to be having the same conversation like that we having now in regards to Dak and the quarterback position. Okay. Like we already seen it was a stagnation. That's my main thing. I love Dak. I need for the efficiency to pick up. I don't like when I'm seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like that we gonna be able to run through teams. We can't like have the defense carry the whole load every game. that's not gonna be sustainable when we get to the championship football. We can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm saying this right now. I don't want to have the same conversation with Law Nation in Week 10 about.
Well, all right. Let me say this. My clock got all disrupted over here, but neither here nor there, Darius. This was Dak Prescott's first game back. I get it. You know what I'm saying? And we saw some rust in him, and I get it. You know, we wanted him to be maybe 25 for like 28, maybe. But for what he did today, it was efficient enough, and he didn't look sharp, but he looked well enough for us to get this dub. I get it. So next week he should be a little bit more polished than he was this week, and yeah, keep that energy. You know, keep that energy. Keep pushing the. I want Dak Prescott to perform unbelievable, right? Because that's what we want, right? It's time out for any excuses. But at the same time, realistically speaking, week 1 and today was Dak Prescott pretty much preseason games. Just getting warmed up, baby. Because it's a long season. Got 10 more games. Go ahead.
I get it. My main goal, because my main goal is for us to win 2 playoff games. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. This is cute. Everything that we doing in the regular season is cute, and it's what we have to do. But I'm already thinking playoff level. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying to you is, Law, I don't want to see the same thing, and I don't want to have to say the same thing come week 10, week 11, week 12 when it's getting cold. That's the only thing, and you can hold me to that. Like I said,
no doubt.
You're going to run circles around me. I know my time is up. You're going to run circles around me with the scheme, and you're going to break down the plays. But my strength is the flow of the game. How well is the game going? I can do that with the best of them. You know,
no doubt, man. I appreciate you, Darius. Thank you, man. Call back tomorrow too, man. When we have victory Monday. Appreciate you.
All right.
Good call from him. But I get it, man. As I said, Dak Prescott cannot have a 10. He can't be 10 and 16 for 102 yards, right? And we win, because people are going to get upset and angry about that, right? Dak Prescott can't have a 15 for 25 game, 155 yards, because people will be upset about that, right? I think people were wanting Dak Prescott to be anywhere between 25 and 28 for 300 yards and maybe 3 touchdowns today. That's what they really wanted. You didn't get that. We saw that he had some good throws. He had some bad ones, right? Got away with a few. But this was his first game back, and I get it. I absolutely understand how people feel about that. But on one end, we got people mentioning that a quarterback is in the MVP race for being 15 for 25 for 155 yards. And on the other end, we were saying, look how great this quarterback is when he was 10 for 16 for 102 yards. Dak Prescott can't even be in the middle, right? It's just crazy. You know, Corey says Dak was 76 completion percentage for 113 QBR. Or that's quarterback passer rating. I don't think that's the QBR, but it's passer rating 113. But I feel you in his first game back. Or was that his QBR? Let me check, because normally they don't come up with that stat line. And I know we're going to watch stats. We're going to watch tape. They still going to say it was against the Lions, right? Horrible win for the Cowboys against the Lions. And I never heard that before, but that's just how it goes. A horrible win. Horrible win. Yeah, QBR. His passer rating was 113, not QBR. Okay. They're going to update that QBR in a few. All right, so let's get my guy in for the 402. Is the 402 you live?
Hey, Law.
Talk to me.
You
man.
here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, so first of all, I just want to say I'm still new to the nation, and I disrespected the chat, blew up, acted a fool last week, and I just want to say I'm sorry about that.
Oh, man, well, hey, we accept it all over here. I appreciate you, fam.
What I want to say is the rest of the schedule is dookie.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings, the Giants, the Colts. I mean, Matt Ryan throwing interceptions like it's his job. We got, like, the Texans, the Jags, couldn't get it down on first. We got the Eagles coming up. But so what I think is, like, the question is, we talk about this, like, are we being too cute? And, like, I remember hearing about it, how Troy Aikman, back in the 90s with Emmitt Smith, it was like halftime would come and it would be game over. Now, Law, I'm only 35. I don't remember this. And before, I was talking to some heads, and I think Uncle Charles was on that, and he was telling me about it. But I'm just wondering, is it a 17, is it a 20-game season now? You know? And so is it like, are you showing too much on 3rd and 2? It's like, do you do the cute stuff because later in the season you really got to, just run it up the middle? And so you fake, like, what they're designing on you. And man, that's just a question moving forward. All I'm saying is the only question that we don't have is that we still them boys. We winning. So go ahead. I'm gonna let my son sing it out. Go ahead and sing it out, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm still them boys. Still them boys.
We still them boys, baby. I love it, man. Thank you so much.
Amen, man. Peace.
Yes, it is a good call from him. All right, so let me kill this clock right quick. Y'all bear with me. So much to digest. Somebody said one game at a time. Yeah, let's not overanalyze this. Cowboy Nation. Also, hiding plays. No real coach does that. It's time out for, oh man, I'm gonna save these plays for the playoff, or I'm gonna save these plays for big opportunities and moments down the line. No, if your scheme is your scheme, your scheme is your scheme, right? It ain't no like, hey, I'm saving this. No, if it's 3rd and short, you run that thing dive. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like Tecmo Bowl back in the day. It was like a list of 5 to 10 plays. It wasn't all of these exotic plays here and there. The basic fundamentals of football, right? And then you can throw out of so many different coverages, out of so many formations, although it may look the same as differently. Just play football, man. I think that sometimes people can get too cute, like Kellen Moore. Like, if you have a 3rd and short, the quickest way, what they say, the quickest way to the center is through the center. The quickest way around the circle is through the middle, right? However that saying is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just run the ball up the gut. Man, let me quit talking. Let me get Thomas in here, man. You live.
Hello?
Yes, indeed, you live, man.
Hello?
Yeah, what's good?
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about
You good.
Hey, we won today, and that what counts. We won.
We won.
Okay, Law. What I want to talk to you about is, how good is your memory?
It's okay, memory okay,
Okay, 48 hours ago, me and you talked. I was talking to you in the gym when I was slanging 45-pound plates. Everything I said happened today. Remember when I told you the game was going to kind of start off real slow?
Yeah.
The game was going to start off real slow, but somewhere during the game, we was going to run away with it.
Yeah.
I told you that. I told you and I told everybody that. We was going to eventually run away with it as time went on. It was kind of frustrating at times in the first half. Noah Brown, he had that fumble when we thought that we was going to cash in for 6 late in the second quarter. But that's all good because we won anyway.
We won, man.
I didn't see the game here.
Oh, wow.
I didn't see the game. Huh?
Oh, wow. They didn't show it out there?
They blacked it out thanks to the Tennessee Titans. Thanks to them, they blacked it out. And I thought the game was going to be on Fox, but it was on CBS instead. But I know a lot of people's mad about Dak's performance today. Hey, look, this is first game back. He was a little rusty, but hey, we can't have the red velvet, the German, the German chocolate cake. You can't have all that on the plate. That's gonna come in due time.
No doubt. I appreciate you, man. Let me hear you say it before I let you rock.
How about them Cowboys, baby?
No doubt, man. See him next week, man. Thank you for coming around here, man, and showing us a great time, Thomas. And I can't wait to see you next week, man. All right, I got my guy from the 909. What's on your mind?
What's good, Law?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me.
Man, hey, I just want to say this. I have noticed we have really made two good draft picks these last 2 years. And
The conference has been locked.
tackle, they doing pretty good.
Okay.
The only thing I see that is really, 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 really wrong with our Cowboys is Leighton Vander Esch is really not doing anything. He's just getting hit. He's not hitting. And it's by time now. If Jerry Jones don't see this, because if I can see it, Law, if I can see our plays before it even happens, I'm pretty sure the defense can see the plays before it happens. Our offense is just so plain and simple. And then what really killed me today, we sit up here running perfectly fine, and this never fails to happen. We always got to try to do something extra instead of just running the ball up the field. We literally tried to run a reverse with CeeDee Lamb that got us lost the yards. But I don't understand what is Kellen Moore doing. What is he trying to do? Can you explain that to me, Law?
Well, I think he overanalyzing it, and he's over coaching it, just stick to the principles, man, run the ball up the gut. And not just that, man, get in rhythm. Make plays, play off of plays. Sometimes I think that he gets a little too cute and try to get too wise,
He's
so
too cute. He's trying to get too cute for no reason.
Yeah. So you're right on that, man.
We really had a really good run, and you trying to do all the extra stuff instead of just doing regular. I don't understand why we can't just run the ball.
No doubt, man. I appreciate you, man, for the 909. Let me hear you say it before I let you rock, though.
All right, Law. Cowboy Nation, stand up, boys.
Yes, indeed. Good call from him, man. Real good call from him. We got, I'm gonna call it out. We got Brandon, then we got Scott, and then we have my guy Deonde, and then Coach Marv. Okay, in that order. I got my guy from the 815. You live?
What's up, Law?
I'm to it, Chief. Talk to me, man.
Defense carried today. Great win. It was a very Cooper Rush type of game. I'm gonna give my further thoughts tomorrow because I know you got a long line. But it was a Cooper Rush game. Great win. I still want us to remember we still got some of the same issues. Penalties. Offense was moving a little slow, but hey, we got the dub. That's all that matters today.
Yeah, that win, man, it goes a long way. And then if he can stack this on top of that, and then next week he'll have a Dak Prescott type of game when he's doing good, But we will truly accept the 19 for 25 attempts right there. I said I want him anywhere between 20 to 24. He got me an extra attempt, so I will accept this, 207 yards, 113 passer rating.
We somewhat stuck to the game plan. I hate those reverses that we do, but we stuck to the game plan. It was a good win.
Yes, indeed. So now we're 5-2, and we're gonna play the Bears next week. Hopefully, we can finish that out strong and then go into the bye week 6-2. But we gotta get there.
Man, but the Bears got I promise you their defense is better than the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
But we'll discuss that at that time. Today, like I said, the important thing is we got the win.
No
doubt. Boy, I can't wait for tomorrow.
Man. Hey, Hey, be ready for tomorrow, man. I thank you so much for calling in. Let me hear you say it before I let you rock, fam.
Hey, man, how about them Cowboys, man?
No doubt, man. That's my guy, Brandon. Yep, that's Brandon, my guy, man. He just check him out. He's in the chat area on the Facebook sides of things, and always gonna hold. He gonna stand on that hill, and he's gonna give Dak Prescott a hard time. He ain't gonna lay it up softly for him. We got the 863. You're live, Scott.
Ready, set, hot, pew, Junior. Set my ball, baby.
Yeah.
Listen, that other caller, man. Lord, did you know when I was at the gym with pulling 45s, I had 2 45s. It was on my shirt and it equaled 90. What the F was that, man? Lotto guy, remember you at the gym and you want to cook it because you called out the game? I mean, what the heck? Are you psychic? Dionne Warwick? Anyway, man, the game was like I said it was going to be low. Did you remember when I was at the gym? I had 45 on one side and a 45 on the back of my other shirt, and they equal 90. It was a Brian Urlacher shirt. Like, man, get out of here, dude. What? Guys, listen, if you're going to call in this awesome show that my brother got, look, don't drink and call in. Wait till tomorrow after the hangover, man, because some of y'all be having me rolling, man. This is like y'all be drunk, be pausing, you know what I'm saying? The phone don't sound good. But anyway, let me get to the game, bro. Lord, did you know? Well, listen, the game was like I said it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Dak let them get in the rhythm. He got in rhythm a few times, and then a penalty happened. Got in rhythm a few times, then a drop ball. Now, listen, I mean, so far as the whole game itself, you cannot expect a blowout game or however. Look, everybody now, especially now, is going to up their amps to play the Cowboys.
Right.
Especially now. Dak is back. The defense is stellar. We're going to come out here and we're going to try to kill them. This is everybody's Super Bowl this year to play the Cowboys.
Yeah.
It's everybody's Super Bowl. So, I mean, listen, in the 90s, we grinded it out. We went 12-5 back in the 90s, won the Super Bowl, however, you know what I'm saying? But every game was not a blowout. Right. I honestly, God, I go back and I look at those games and compare to what we're doing now. If Facebook, Instagram, or whatever was out back then, we would have destroyed Troy Aikman. We would have murdered, especially Coach when we went 1-5. You got to let the coaches get their system in play multiple years, and you got to
no doubt,
and
man.
just win, man.
No doubt, man. Let me hear you say it for you. I'll let you roll, man.
Law, how about them Cowboys, Law? 45 and 45 is 90.
I ain't dealing with him today, man. I'm looking for that picture of Thomas, man. Thomas is a swole dude, man. He's swole dude, man. He eat the 45s, but by the way. So, but yeah, he right. Thomas, that's my guy, man. And then I got the movie star from the 316. You in the mix, man.
Yo, Thomas out here eating 45 like chick peanuts, huh?
Yeah, he's swole, dude, man. Yeah, he's swole, man.
What's up, Law Nation? How about that win, baby?
Happy birthday to you, man. I know you enjoyed this
man,
one. You know.
Thank you. Hey, I'm sober today.
Oh, you sober? Okay.
Yeah, I'm sober today. I got sober just in time to see this good win. And we talked about it during preseason, during camp, when you was going on about how good the defense looked. And I told you then. Now I sound like the 45 play guy. But it's simple football. Offense win games, defense win championships.
Yeah.
The defense didn't let them boys score a touchdown. They are playing with a level of pride that is unmatched since the 90s. They playing with an attitude like when the boy that came over from San Francisco in the trade.
Haley Charles.
Yeah, they playing with an attitude like that right now. That's Micah Parsons. I mean, for that stop on the goal line, you are not scoring a touchdown. You can kick all the field goals you want, but we're not letting y'all in the end zone. So if they continue that and keep that level of pride, we're going to be a problem. Period. Right. Like you said, Dak came back, but we got to wait till Dak get 3 games under his belt. Get his preseason out the way.
Yeah.
Because he had what? He had what? Three quarters against Tampa Bay before he got hurt, and then now he got a full game.
He got a full
So
game.
this is his preseason.
Yeah, lie. Yeah, his first 2 games this year. You know.
Yeah.
Literally, for real, first 2 games this year. Yeah.
That's it. We ain't seen that play since last year, really.
Right.
But one question before I go, I know my time. With Zeke, Pollard, and Turpin, what would you say if Kellen actually implemented the wishbone or the veer?
I'm gonna say this. He don't have that level of knowledge to implement that. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that that comes from his system. That comes from his mind. You know what I'm saying? He's different.
I look at our line. Our line looked like the Nebraska line back in the '90s. Yeah. These boys was pushing them off the ball 2-3 yards upfield.
But before I let you go, what we asking Kellen Moore to do is good throw. All right, my bad. I'm sitting there watching the Niners versus the Chiefs. And
I know that's your brother's squad.
Yeah, my brother's squad. I want to be able to talk noise to him, but a good throw by Jimmy Garoppolo. But here's the thing. What we're asking Kellen Moore to do is like we want the apple to taste like an orange. You know what I'm saying? And we're not getting it. You know what I'm saying? So we sitting there like, man, we buying these apples, but why it don't taste like a tangerine, or why it don't taste like a mandarin or orange, right? So or we buying an orange and we getting apples. So that's just what it is, unfortunately.
Well, I'm just saying we got 3 of the fastest and most powerful. Well, Turpin's not a running back, but if you put them 3 in the backfield, the defense is going to be confused on who getting the ball.
Yeah,
you got options at that point in time.
No doubt, man. We we would, but I don't think that Kellen Moore got the capacity. I appreciate you, man. What you did for your birthday before I let you rock?
Oh man, we was on the party bus. We had some female entertainment, and I think one of my boys is getting a divorce. But hey, Cowboys, let them hang, man. How about them Cowboys?
Oh man, that's a deal to remember there. All right, I got Coach Marv, and then I have Tyreek, and then D Shift. Coach Marv, you live.
What's going on, Bob? What's going on, Law? Man, Law, let me tell you something.
Done to it, Chief. Talk to
Great victory. It went just like what we said, that we finally put some drives together. I think we won time possession, I believe. And we got them into a game plan where they start getting rushing. As we said, they'll start turning the football over because we was able to hunt. So I think we taking too long to figure out what we need to do as an offense. I just think our preparation, our game plan that we are coming out with is we're waiting to find out what we see on the field before I don't think we have a good plan coming in. We're really kind of learning our plan as we play, so we need to do a little bit better preparation of how we're going to attack teams, doing the film study and the game week preparation of putting it in so we can get started a little bit faster. But I want to leave you with this. LVE is a problem, and I'm quite sure we could probably look back again and do a film study or somebody else like a Corey did last week. And we'll see the exact same problems again with not attacking. But why should he do better? He's a guy that breaks the huddle. There's no heat for him to do better. You're not even playing none of the guys behind him at all. So, and Barr played a little bit better, but he's still a little slow. So it's going to become a problem when we play better teams. I hope we address that. But I will say about our offense, if we utilize the players that we have, this offense could be a whole lot better. We have 3 tight ends that can catch the football.
Right.
And we don't utilize them in their skill set for them to would be a problem for teams. We have a guy named Turpin where we don't have to use him, but we can use him just in the slot to run down the field.
Yeah.
We have running backs, and I want to say this right quick, Law. I sent you a thing weeks ago about the running back in the flat. Remember I sent you something, say, Law, check me. You say you look at the field, say, check the running back in the flat. This was before the last time we got said.
Okay.
If we throw the ball in the flat with the running back, there's always going to be one-on-one coverage out there and big plays. The 2 times we have done that in the last 3 weeks, Tony Pollard got 20 yards, Ezekiel Elliott got 31.
Man, sure.
And we haven't done it but 2 times, and those 2 plays got 50-something. In the Redskins, in the Washington game, Zeke got the first pass in the flat and got 31 yards. On the goal line today, we threw the ball out in the flat to Tony Pollard. He got 20 yards.
Yeah, my goodness, man. I'm gonna look at
so utilize Kellen. The weapons that we have. It just seems like we're still using guys in the same pattern, and we're just stubborn to the fact of utilizing the guys that we have. And we got people out here talking about we need to get somebody else. But if we utilize the guys that we got, we could be okay. And on defense, a lot of people talking about getting Sue, but Sue looked good because he had Devontae David and the other linebacker behind him. So when any direction he did, they cleaned it up.
No doubt.
You can bring him here, and we won't have nobody clean it up.
I thank you so much for calling in. I thank you, Coach. Appreciate you.
Good all right, Law. Great win, Cowboys.
There we go. All right. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 more callers. All right. So let's get this going the best way possible. I got Tyreek and then D-Shift. Tyreek, you're live.
Hey, what's going on, Law Nation?
Nothing to it, Chief.
What's going on, Cowboy Nation? Great win. But we still got to clean some things up, man. I'm gonna keep harping on the slow starts and these 3 and outs, man. They drive killers, man. They kill the drive. This offense is killing it as far as doing these kill drive possessions, and it's hurting our defense. We can't do we can't keep starting these games out slow, expecting to always stay in the game at the end and expect for our quarterback to always trying to pull us out. Kellen Moore has to come up with better play calls, man, especially when we get down here in this red zone. There shouldn't be no reason why we're not coming away with points, more than 3 points. You know what I mean? To me, the 3 games that are always going to stand, the 2 games since the start of this season, well, since the end of last season, the start of this season, is that San Francisco game and that Tampa game, and kind of the start of this game too, as far as Dak Prescott and Kellen Moore. They're starting the game too slow. They're moving the ball, they're getting down toward the red zone, but they're not punching it in. That's not good. When we start seeing these real good teams, that's not going to allow us to score, or they might knock us out of field goal range because of the penalties that we're doing. You know, that can hurt us the further we go, and especially toward playoff time. My thing is, Kellen Moore needs to stay committed to the run. Run the ball, man. Try to come up with better run designs to get these running backs off, because that's going to help us. That's going to help Dak Prescott with that play action, and
no doubt, man.
Let's see what happens, man.
Let me hear you say it before I let you roll, man.
Yeah, man. How about them Cowboys? Let's go, man. Victory.
Yes, indeed. Victory Monday is right around the corner. I get what all he's saying, right? Let's start to stack these together. This is Dak Prescott's second game. The 49ers game, I get what he's saying out of that, right? And I get what he's saying out of the Buccaneers game, right? So the Buccaneers, it was a horrible loss. We're 5-2 right now, and I promise you, the Buccaneers wish that they can. This dummy dude gonna muff the doggone kick, put the 49ers right in good spots. God dog it. All right, let me get my guy D Shift on. D Shift from the 409, you live.
Hey, what's up, Law?
Nothing to it, Chief. Talk to me, man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm a little hoarse right now. I just left the game.
Okay.
It was son's birthday, man, and my daughter's first game. Whole family affair, Law.
Oh, wow. That's amazing, man.
Man, I like 19 for 25, 205 yards, and a touchdown from the QB.
Yeah.
I like that stat line with 30-plus rushing.
Yeah.
I don't know why people tripping, Law.
I mean, we are undefeated when we rush the ball for 30 or more times.
I don't get this new age of everybody got to throw for 400 yards. You got to immediately jump up 14-0. Like, if you watch football, you know most of these games are dogfights. Like, this league has the most parity in it. You know, it's not the NBA where you can lose by, you know, get blown out. You know, and even in that case, that's just when games get away from you. That's a lie in itself. When if you would have went out and blowed out the Lions, and you're gonna do that to everybody else, like that's you lying to yourself. You know, this is a very stable way of winning.
Yeah.
You got a real stable way. I'd much rather those 300-yard games Tony Romo used to get, or some 200-yard receiving games Dez Bryant would get in. We still lose.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't remember that. You know, if we run up the middle, everybody's like, man, do something creative with the run play. But then we do something creative, like, why they just didn't run it up the middle?
Yeah.
So I don't know, Law. When it don't work, you know, people gonna complain. So, and then other thing people got to consider, like the Lions, they had they got what Panay Sewell and Ragnar. That's all pro center. Like you got to understand like your matchups and what you're going against. So like, yeah, the Lions won time of possession, 31 minutes holding the ball, and you know they basically try to do what Philly did, just run at us and limit the pass rushes. But once you've seen that, once you got to the end of the game and you're still down 10-6, it's like, we got to start trying to pass. Like, I had a Lions fan sitting next to me talking cash, man, the whole game.
The whole game, man.
10-6, he was like, man, we got to score right here, because he knew if y'all don't score, done. That's it.
No doubt,
So,
man. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, D-Shift.
Man. All right, Law.
Hey, and congratulations to your daughter going to her first game, and we undefeated when she go. Oh, he hung up. Yeah, but yeah, we undefeated when she go, and I love that. All right, I'm down to the last two callers. The 301, you live.
Yeah, Law, what's going on?
Man,
that's my first time calling.
Appreciate you,
I got statements and some questions for you. Okay. You know, always good having a win on the Sundays. But I feel like with Dak, it's like they act like it's not 10 games, including preseason. Like, let that man live. But Dak rich, so he not tripping. You know, to be Bobby then, you got to be Bobby now. But it's just like they be on Dak too hard. And then my other statement is, Kellen Moore, he scares me. That 3-2, when Hutchinson sacked him, it should just you should have plays like for 1 yard or 2 yards. You just had those in the bag, and it's like when it's something small, that's when he frees up. So I mean, but that's our coordinator, so it is what it is. But Kellen Moore scores me. And my question for you is, when Tyra come back, is that crazy to try to put him at guard, or they gonna try to put the young in that guard, or they just, you know what I'm saying? Do you feel like he's definitely gonna play when he come back? And my second question is, I always see Wilson when I'm watching. I don't be seeing Curse like that. Am I tripping because I don't know how to watch the game, or like what's going on? And I'm gonna let you answer those questions.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you for calling in. Thank you for being a first time caller. Here's the thing with Donovan Wilson. I think he's faster. Donovan Wilson got 3 sacks for the season, ladies and gentlemen, and I think that Donovan can cover better than J-Ron Curse. J-Ron Curse looking like he's a step slower, this season. I'm not dogging the man. I think that J-Ron Curse got things that he going to have to improve on down the line. But you're right. Donovan Wilson, it seems like it's more than one of them out there. And this is the type of game that Donovan Wilson needed to have to help us out. We needed a spark from our defense. Of course, we're getting it from Micah Parsons and Sam Williams, but out of that secondary, we needed that. And shout out to J. Lou. We hope all is well. We drugged the man last week, and now he's the GOAT this week. So I hope all is well with this man. And I get it. But I appreciate y'all. All right, last but not least, 907. You're live.
What's up with it, Law?
Nothing to it, Chief.
Man, I thought I had hung up. A bunch of people already had touched on a lot of stuff that I was going to bring up. So I ain't even going to hold you too long, man. My one thing is, while we keep trotting Schultz out there and he got a bum leg, he was already moving slow. Let's give the rookies, some shine, man. Let them do their thing. We don't owe that man nothing. I mean, and as far as Anthony Brown, man, he got to go. I say we start a GoFundMe to buy out that contract and get him out of here.
Well, he's on his final contract.
I ain't going to hold you, man.
Yeah.
Right. But he got to go, man. He playing 10 yards deep. Like I said, I was at that Philly game, and he was just, Brown on Brown time. Brown was beating him up. Slant, ain't he's not pressing him or nothing. Not playing inside leverage, nothing. He got to go, man. Hey, look, I'll take the dub, though. How about them Cowboys? Let you go grab some to eat now. I'm gonna let you go, man. I appreciate your time.
No doubt, man. Good call from him. Speaking of eat, I got to go grab something to eat before I disappear. Cowboy Nation, what a victorious game. As people say, a horrible win, you know what I'm saying? For most, but I know what it is. I know what it is. Yeah, you guys, I think that you guys look at this game and say, hey, Cowboys were trailing, man. The Lions, the 32nd ranked defense in the National Football League. Oh, the Lions. AYZ, this is what's supposed to happen, No. A win is a win. They were fresh, coming off of 2 weeks of recovery versus our 1 week of recovery. And we played a late game. And I know it sounds like bevies of excuses, but that is the reality. This is not me complaining. I'm just explaining. This is not me giving you guys excuses. This is just a real deal. This is how football is. It's a week-to-week league. There's no one thought that the Packers were going to lose to the Giants a couple weeks ago. There's no one thought that the Packers would lose against the Washington team, right? And it goes to show you, and it goes to tell you guys too, is we are always viewed differently, right?
Goodbye.
Appreciate everybody. Let me get goodbye. Yeah. We are. Is there no such thing as a horrible win? Yeah, Paul, you're right. Y'all listen to Paul. And it's a week-to-week league. And just rest assured that you want to get your rhythm together. You want to get your thoughts together. You want to get your mind together when you're out there on the field. You want to play fast. You want to shoot through the echo and play through the echoes of the whistles. Shout out to Robert, man. Thank you for the Cash App. Thank you. He says, for Faith, Family, Cowboy, Law, Nation. Appreciate you for the Cash App. Thank you so much for the Cash App. And Kurt McCain, thank you for the Cash App. And Todd Sutton, thank you for the Cash App. And I appreciate all of the Cash Apps out there. Y'all name will be entered into the drawing as well. All right. I hope you guys are locally so we can give you tickets to the Cowboys versus Chicago Bears game. And Tampa lost, like I said earlier, Tampa lost to Carolina. Nobody thought that, right? It's a year-to-year league. It's a week-to-week league, and it's a day-to-day operation. And what you may be crowning one team now, you'll be frowning on another team the next week and the following week. There's nobody that won the Super Bowl in September and October, so you got to continue to fight it through, Cowboy Nation. You just don't want to peak right now. I think that the Bucs, they peak around week 2, week 3. Whenever they played against the Packers, and I don't see people calling for Tom Brady now, right, to be their quarterback, or Aaron Rodgers. Those boys peaked. They was hot. They was hot for a couple. Number 1 defense in the league. Now look at them. So, Cowboy Nation, you see how it's everything turning around? I think the Cards are about to turn some things around. Right? And depending on this game, 49ers versus the Chiefs, they could turn it around, right? But Jimmy Garoppolo just threw an interception in the red zone there. So the NFC is wide open. The Giants is 6-1. Can you believe that? They just won, 4 games? On games that you look back and say, how did they win? And then you look at the Eagles. Yeah, they 6-0. And you look back at their games and said, okay, they winning. But they don't score in the third and fourth quarter, right? The Giants winning just by chance. But something about that is contagious. That fire and that belief started to develop. It could be a long road for teams. Because if you can run the ball and play good defense, shoot, a lot of good things can happen for you. And lo and behold, look at the Cowboys. 5-2. You would think that the Cowboys would be 2-5 at this moment. But no, sky's the limit, right? Shout out to you, Paul. I heard a saying, let's stop saying sky's the limit when you have footprints on the moon. If you really do have them, you know what I'm saying? Well, that could be all made up. But if you want a thing bad enough to go out there and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough, but you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out there and sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, and lose all terror of your mind for it, if you will simply, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength and scarcity, with faith, hope, and confidence and stern pertinacity. If neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or sickness of your body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, Law Nation, if dogged and grim and besiege and beset it with the help of Almighty, you will get it. I gave y'all a lot of hours today, a lot of my time. And I try to tell people that's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. Because I believe you guys are giving me a lot of time. Watching, dissecting every word for word that I say. Can't stumble. Don't go to commercial break. I give y'all some straight stuff from my heart. Because I don't like y'all. I love y'all. So keep sharing the love, baby. Sharing is caring. Subscribe, support this nation. Help me get to my goals. Help me get to my visions. Help me get to my dreams. Appreciate y'all. DC for life. Let's get it. If I offended anyone, charge it to my head, not my heart. Let's go. One love.
I just wanna run it up. Count a check or something.
One love, baby. Come on.
I've been really in the field, let her rush, I never feel lately. I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal.
Appreciate y'all.
I just wanna run it up.
Come on.
Yeah. Count a check or something. Lately, I just wanna
run it up, baby. Appreciate y'all.
Count that too, count it up.
Credits, Denny. Thank you for your super chat. Is it Horton Nisha? Edwards, appreciate you. Reggie Hart. Come on.
I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, now it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the
Let's go,
feel.
baby. We about.
Run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah.
There we go.
Kinda check a song.
Wrong one. Yeah. I got it somewhere up here. Here we go. Nope. One of these is my screenshot. I'm gonna get out of here, man. One love. Is it this one? Boom.
I never own no chrome. Too many foes and clothes. Yeah. I be at home alone. I be in zones alone. I be on road alone. Yeah. I've been really in the field. Love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Don't need no deals, I make the deal. I have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Lately, I just wanna run it up.